You can start playing the next game from Blizzard Entertainment right now. The studio behind World of Warcraft has launched an open beta test for their latest project, Hearthstone Heroes of Warcraft. It's a free-to-play digital card battle game set in the Warcraft universe with characters, items, and spells that should be familiar to fans of the series. Blizzard says the game will be fun for everyone, not just fans of Warcraft and card games.
We really want it to be a game that's for everyone. Really, anyone that's interested in games should be able to pick up this game and play it. And then we really wanted to have the design so that if you have played World of Warcraft, it's even more intuitive because you're playing with the classes and the abilities that you might have seen in that game. But that really doesn't mean to turn away anybody else that might never have been introduced to collectible card games.
Hit up epdaily.tv for links to start playing the beta. The final version of Hearthstone is expected to hit the PC and Mac this spring, with an iOS and Android version coming after that. Don't forget that a big screen Warcraft movie is also on the way and will begin shooting soon.
But of course, you could forget all that and just have fun!
Zed's dead, baby, and so is the next movie from Quentin Tarantino. Earlier this month, reports surfaced that Tarantino planned to follow up Django Unchained with another Western titled The Hateful Eight. Now, speaking with Deadline, Tarantino himself has revealed that he's killed the project. He says he pulled the plug because an early draft of the script leaked, and he feels betrayed by the people who let it slip out. He may return to his new cowboy project at some point in the future or even publish it as a book, but for now he says he's working on a different movie that he's even more excited about. No details on that have leaked yet. In other cowboy news, the long-in-development adaptation of Stephen King's The Dark Tower might be moving forward with some new actors. Breaking Bad star Aaron Paul has told Ain't It Cool News that he's met with director Ron Howard about starring in the film.
He said he sees something in me.
The Dark Tower is a series of books that have already been turned into a comic series, and they tell the story of an Old West-style gunslinger who travels to alternate universes in a quest to save them all from destruction. If Aaron Paul signs on, he'll play a drug dealer and addict from our universe who joins the gunslinger on his quest. As for the gunslinger himself, Taken star Liam Neeson is the latest actor rumored for the part. The Dark Tower movie has been stuck in development hell for decades, so it remains to be seen if it will get moving now that new actors are involved. We'll let you know if more details come in. Fans of the hit action-adventure game Don't Starve can fill themselves up with some new content. A new batch of DLC for the game is on the way, known as Reign of Giants. It will give players monstrous new foes to deal with as they struggle for survival. Don't Starve features open-ended gameplay where players are stranded on an island and must figure out how to stay alive without starving to death or being picked off by different creatures.
The gameplay is basically summed up in the name. It is survival, and the very first thing that you ever are worried about doing is starving to death. It's very much about exploring this strange island and surviving it.
The Reign of Giants DLC will launch soon. That's not the only good news for Don't Starve fans. Developer Clay Entertainment has revealed that they may release a handheld PlayStation Vita version of the game. It's already playable on the Vita through remote play on the PS4, but this would be a port made specifically for the device. Clay is also investigating ports for iOS and other mobile gadgets. Speaking of mobile gadgets, the episodic iOS game Deus Ex The Fall has finally launched on Android devices. It's an RPG that takes place during the same time period as the console game Human Revolution, with players taking on the role of a new character with different augmented abilities. You can watch our review of the game by heading to epdaily.tv. Amazon may be getting more video content with help from one of the galaxy's deadliest and most beautiful warriors. Deadline reports that Amazon Studios is interested in picking up Barbarella, the long-in-development series based on the 1968 cult sci-fi film. The original starred Jane Fonda as a busty space explorer who takes on deadly aliens with plenty of 60s-style camp.
Just a minute, I'll slip something on.
Don't trouble yourself.
The remake started development as a film before morphing into a TV series, but now that Amazon is involved, expect them to release it exclusively on their video-on-demand services.
I got it.
The company is anxious to create more of its own original content in order to take on rivals like Netflix and Hulu. Amazon has already launched several of its own programs, including the political series Alpha House and the Silicon Valley comedy Betas. The makers of Killzone Shadowfall are giving players a new feature that they've been asking for. The new free patch for the game will add clan support, making it easier for you and your friends to organize yourselves in groups when playing online. Most multiplayer games feature clan support, and the developers say it's been the most requested feature since Killzone Shadowfall launched in November. The patch will deploy early next month. 2 free multiplayer maps are also in the works, along with the game's first full DLC expansion.